Today is my best day. I'm taking everything from you, my husband said at the divorce. Then my lawyer whispered perfect, and turned the court. My name is Loveth Lincoln, and at my divorce hearing my husband Trevor leaned close, smiled like a man who had already won, and whispered that today was the best day of his life because he was taking everything from me, his girlfriend Gianna standing behind him with a smirk that told me they had rehearsed this moment many times. Before I continue this story, please drop a comment and let me know where you're watching from. I'd love to know how far this story has traveled. I did not cry, I did not argue, I only nodded slowly while my lawyer Maribel Crown leaned toward me and whispered one question: did you do exactly what I said? And when I answered yes, she smiled and said, good, the show starts now. I met Trevor when I was young, hopeful, building dreams out of nothing. He loved that I was ambitious, creative, loyal, and when we married I believed we were a team, two people growing together, not knowing I was planting seeds in soil that would later be poisoned. We had 2 children, a boy and a girl. My whole heart split into 2 tiny humans, and while I stayed up sketching designs late into the night, growing my fashion business piece by piece, Trevor slowly drifted away under the excuse of work trips, late meetings, and pressure I was expected to understand. I did not know that during those trips he was building another life, another home, another future with Gianna, a woman who smiled at my children during school events and called me sister while sleeping in my bed when I was away for shows. The day I discovered the affair was not dramatic, it was quiet and cruel. A bank alert on my phone, a large transfer I did not authorize, then another, all moving into an account I had never seen. When I confronted Trevor, he did not apologize. He explained. He said he was protecting assets, planning ahead, preparing for a future without chaos, and that was the first time I realized he was planning a divorce long before I ever imagined one. The heartbreak was physical, sleepless nights, shaking hands, silent tears in the bathroom so my children would not hear, and the most painful part was realizing the man I trusted with my life was now treating me like an obstacle. Trevor filed for divorce first, claiming I was irresponsible, emotionally unstable, bad with money, and that my business was a hobby funded by him, lies delivered with confidence and supported by carefully altered documents. Gianna moved into the open role quickly, attending hearings, whispering to Trevor, dressing like she already owned my life, and the humiliation burned hotter than anger. That was when Maribel Crown entered my life, calm, precise, observant, a woman with eyes that missed nothing, and she told me something that changed everything: do not react, document. For months I followed instructions like scripture, screenshots, emails, hidden account numbers, altered contracts, forged signatures, recorded calls, timestamps, witnesses, and most importantly silence. I learned that Trevor and Gianna were not just cheating, they were running an elaborate scheme, siphoning money from our joint accounts, hiding income, undervaluing assets, and planning to leave me with debt while they walked away rich. The day of the final divorce hearing arrived, and Trevor believed he had won. His lawyer was relaxed, Gianna looked radiant, and I looked like a woman about to lose everything. That was when Trevor whispered his victory line to me, and Gianna smiled like the future was already hers. Maribel stood up. She did not raise her voice, she did not dramatize, she simply began laying out facts like bricks, one by one, account transfers, shell companies, falsified disclosures, tax evasion indicators, wire fraud patterns, and suddenly the room changed. Trevor laughed at first, then frowned, then whispered to his lawyer, then stood up shouting objections that collapsed under evidence projected onto screens he did not know existed. Gianna tried to leave the courtroom and was told to sit down. The judge paused the divorce proceedings and called in financial crimes investigators, and in that moment I saw Trevor's confidence evaporate into fear. What Trevor did not know was that my business had grown quietly, independently, under a separate legal structure he never noticed, and the money he thought he was stealing was not the real treasure. Investigators uncovered years of fraud, not just against me but against partners, lenders, even the government, and the divorce court became a criminal case. Gianna turned on Trevor within weeks, offering testimony in exchange for leniency, but the messages, the recordings, the plans written in her own words sealed her fate too. Trevor was sentenced to prison for financial crimes, his empire gone, his name disgraced, his future reduced to visiting hours and concrete walls. Gianna avoided prison but lost everything else: social standing, career opportunities, friendships, and the luxury life she traded her conscience for, and she now lives quietly, forgotten, working a job she once mocked. The revenge was not loud, it was complete. I walked away with full custody of my children, financial restitution, and the satisfaction of knowing the truth outlived their lies. Rebuilding was not easy, healing never is, but my children became my strength, my reason to wake up, my reminder that love can survive betrayal. My fashion business flourished without sabotage, without fear, without lies, and every successful collection felt like reclaiming a piece of myself Trevor tried to erase. I chose not to pursue relationships again, not out of bitterness but out of peace, because my heart deserved rest, not risk. Today when I look back, I do not feel anger, I feel clarity. Trevor thought winning meant taking everything from me, but real victory was walking away with my truth, my children, my purpose, and my peace. And I learned that genuine growth, quiet healing, and a life well lived are the most devastating revenge of all. I never saw Trevor again, and I never needed to. Please like, share and subscribe for more stories. Thank you.